just a mile down the road here. We're going up high enough where we're lifting out of the fog. It's completely clear now. It's just wet, a little drizzly, but visibility cleared right up. Today is going to be all about finding photo ops. I'm not in a big rush. This is a slower drive. I believe this whole thing is 35 miles an hour. A lot of the Blue Ridge is 45. And it's a obviously much bigger expanse. I don't know how the cops are through here, but it's still a big ticket if you get caught on a federal road. So I'm not in any hurry to rush through this one. Going back through some really thick fog here. But it's a nice straight road, so I'm just setting my cruise. Love cruise control. You know, that's another thing that's very important, especially on freeway rides. I still have no idea why people love doing the iron butts and just burning tires and gas for hours and hours and hours going straight down a freeway. But for the times you have to do it, it is a lifesaver. It's just not only convenient, but more comfortable. I can set cruise, ride with one hand, lean back. I'm in a completely straight up position. Whoa, see that bar shake? That's because these tires are shot. That is a sure sign of it. I get that question a lot from FJR owners. Oh, I take my hands off, front end shakes. It's always the tires. It's not the bike. Some tires are much more prone to it, even in new condition. The stock tires that came on this, the Bridgestones, they suck. I hated those things. Some people like them, but man, I'm spoiled because I've had better tires. I know the difference. But those are known for it even freshly installed. It's not the bike, it's the tires. That's the first time wearing these down that's ever done that. I've been doing it on occasion on this trip, and it's never done it. So it's just down to that point. You guys saw how worn down they were. It was about 200 miles ago, where I had about a business card left to the wear bar on the front. So it's probably right at the wear bar right now. Like I said, these tires are going to be DONE as soon as I hit the door. I'm not even riding the bike until I get new tires. I already have them on order. Ordered them last night at the hotel. New Road Tech 01s heavyweight. So they should be arriving early next week. I've got a lot of stuff to do on Saturday. I've got bike reviews to do, so I'll be taking the FZ09 for that. Got a bunch of new stuff coming in for that. My suspension project is moving full speed ahead. The new revalve kit for the forks is on the way. And I'll probably get the special holder tool and probably the cap wrench, just so I don't mess up the cap at all with a big socket. That should be it. Excited to get that kit installed. Well, no point in stopping at that overlook. And finally get a really awesome suspension going on the FZ09. After I get those videos done, it'll be time for the rear shock, which will just be a swap in. I'll probably go with the Penske double clicker. Another thing that's real obvious when the tires get down to this level is it requires a lot more effort to push into the turns, not just to initiate, but to hold the line. When they're brand new and they've got that really nice contour, this thing will just drop in, hold the line. You can almost turn with no hands. But this is requiring a fair amount of push effort just to keep it dropped. Mileage right now is 1,600 miles. And last night, getting up the bike, I felt discomfort, to say the least, right under my thighs, like right where my butt meets my legs. And I really couldn't figure out why. I know it's not the seat. I've done tons of miles on the seat, and my muscles don't feel bad. It was my skin. And it wasn't my hair. I would stand up a couple times and kind of air things out, thinking, well, maybe it's just wet. There was some sweat, but no, that wasn't it either. But what I found out when I put the moto skivvies on, I washed them and dried them again last night, and I put them on, and I sat down on the bed, and I felt something touching that spot right where it was hurting. It was the edge of the extra padding in the moto skivvies, just the edge that I'm sitting on. It just kind of was irritating just enough over 1,600 miles to almost give me like a welt. I could feel almost like a burn on the skin, about that long. And it was only there when I was sitting down and only with the moto skivvies on. So I'm just using my regular comfy long underwear. They're like boxer briefs. And this is what I usually wear for any kind of riding. Wow, is it thick. I can see like 20 feet. And oh my gosh, just back to pure comfort. So now I know that, after 1,500 miles or so, those moto skivvies, for me, aren't going to work. So that's the limit. Well, this fog can end any day now. It would be cool to get a shot of like a big tree just sitting in the mist all by itself. Kind of saw one back there at the overlook, but wasn't a real good shape. Now I'm learning from last time where I made the mistake on the train of forgetting to take my sandals out of my one bag and put it into my carry-on. You're allowed to bring on 2 carry-on bags into your room with you, and everything else stays packed on the bike. So last time I had to walk around in my boots and jeans instead of being comfy. And it's important to be comfy because you're on there for 19 plus hours. It's not a short ride. And it's overnight. And you might ask, well, why is that a big deal? Because the bathroom is not in your room. It's a shared bathroom in the different sleeping cars. So in the middle of the night, if you have to go, you got to get dressed. And I had to get dressed in freaking jeans and boots. That's an issue because there is 0 standing room when they're in sleeping configuration. There are 2 big chairs that convert into a lower bed. And it takes up, I'm not kidding, all but 1 foot of the room to the door. So if you want to stand up, you're either standing on your bed or in this little tiny slot right up against the door with your legs against the side of the bed. That's how the room is configured. So you can imagine how difficult it is putting on motorcycle boots in there. Yeah. So I'm remembering to take my sandals out of my trunk and put them in my carry-on. And don't forget, if you're bringing your phone or tablet or whatever, bring a charger or at least a battery backup, a bank, because you're going to need it. It's a long ride. They do have power in the rooms there, so it's quite comfortable and convenient. They also have an observation car if you want to be more social. It's up on the second deck. Really cool windows. Now I'm hoping that my plan in doing this reverse works out. My issue last time was the ride quality of the tracks. It's split. The southern states are awesome. I'm talking like, say, lower parts of South Carolina down to Florida. Oh, they're great. They ride like glass, nice and smooth. Well, going up, that was during the day, so I was awake. Then you get up into the more northern states and they go to shit. I mean, they're bad. They're shaking you around. They're rattling you. Ka-clunk, ka-clang, left and right. I mean, they're old tracks, right? Imagine trying to sleep like that. Yeah, it doesn't work. So now I'll be going through the rough section while I'm awake, which is fine. Who cares? And then I'll hopefully at least be able to sleep on the glass sections. The other issue is anytime before a big trip or a big event, even when I was shooting a wedding or something, I never got any sleep. beforehand. Just from the excitement and, my mind going and all that kind of good stuff. So here, taking the train back, oh man, that'd be a kind of cool shot. I got the trip done, so, now I'm just going home. So I shouldn't have any problem.